Welcome back everyone then to the ACM Racing and 0 Point Racing 24 hours of Spa. Some time has passed indeed. We've got 2 hours just left of this race, and we do in fact have our new race leader, the 163. The guys that started pretty much last at the start of this race are now leading, and by quite a fair way I must say as well. It looks like they are doing a fantastic job in this current condition as well. You see on the left hand side of your screen the order has changed quite a fair amount, and obviously thank you to the guy yesterday who suggested some feedback for the timing tower with the addition of the car manufacturers, and that is what has been added. And so hopefully it makes it a little bit easier now to see the Lexus Cup that is still going quite strong at the moment. And yeah, so obviously we got Kaj currently in the 163 leading the race by a very large margin. We're then followed by 777, currently driven by Alexi in the Lexus. Obviously these were the guys that were leading the race before we departed yesterday. and they're currently in P2. A lap down then is the 965, the Project Loki team, currently driven by Lucas, and they are currently P3. It's a pretty strong performance for them as they've managed to climb their way up through the grid as well. Then we do have the second, the sister car of the 777. It's the 333, currently being driven, and they are doing pretty well also in the Lexus. And then we also have the 454 car, currently driven by Autumn. In the Lexus, you'll remember these from the very, very strong battle they also had, so they also joined. There are the sister cars as well, also in the Lexus. It is then Xavi in the BMW, the number 17 in P6 at the moment. He's doing a pretty good job. We've seen them quite a bit yesterday as well, so they've managed to make a few places in general. We then have to see the number 52, the Lexus driven by Kevin Estre, also in the Lexus. So the Lexus still going strong at the moment, but we are down now to 26 cars from the start of this race. We had, I think, around almost 10 more than that from what I can remember, and so we've definitely lost a few over the night. We've actually lost the number 14 as well. That was actually the 0 Point Racing car, so not too sure what happened to them. Obviously, they are no longer, unfortunately, in the race, which has allowed a lot of promotions for everyone. But the biggest, actually, or the demotion, should I say, I'm sorry, is the Bentley. The Bentley was actually running, I think it was around P5 when we left them. They're currently down in P8 at the moment, but they seem to be doing an okay job at the moment, doing what they need to, and that is all good at the moment. I mean, to see a Bentley even in the top 10 is pretty impressive on its own. Obviously, we are running LFM Bob, so some of these old cars do get a little bit of buff. I said that's why you see about 1 billion Lexuses currently leading, but yeah, it's good to see some of these old classics, you could say, come out. And this one currently driven by Matthew in P8. Another Lexus then, currently being by Doyle, joins the Lexus Cup, and he's currently running in P9. So just inside the top 10 then, and then our top 10 then actually goes to Dominic, who you remember we've seen quite a bit battling up and down yesterday. So they're doing pretty well. So we also have Marcin in the BMW, Davide also in the BMW, and then Luca in the Ford Mustang, who are also running a little bit higher yesterday, but have dropped down. Also, we did lose, can't remember his name, I do apologise, but the solo driver in the Porsche yesterday, who was keeping up with the Lexuses. So he is no longer with us, but like I said, he was solo. And a big name, actually, down in P19 at the moment, is Nico. He finds himself down there. Obviously, had a few teammates as well. As we've seen the likes of Dario with them as well. But yeah, Nico actually quite a fast driver, but do find themselves down in P19 at the moment. I'm sure they've been looking for probably a little bit better result, but it is a 24-hour, everything can happen, and unfortunately for them, it's probably not gone the way they would have wanted. But if we do look back up the top of the grid, we'll go back on board with the 777. Actually find himself in a little bit of traffic at the moment, as he navigates the traffic pretty well there. But I did have a problem with deliveries yesterday, as I was syncing the wrong collection, but it does seem to be all working now, and I do have all the almost updated deliveries, so it's nice to see this livery back on, and as Harry said, unofficially gets the Best Livery Award. I'll see if I can show the top of it in helicam. Let's see if we can do that. I don't know if it's going to show it how I want it too much, but there is a lovely little reference there on top of their roof to one of their drivers, which I'm sure he won't be too happy about, but they'll be running pretty well. I'm sure they'll be happy with P2, obviously having the sister car in P4 as well. They're doing a pretty good job, so they will continue on. It's been pretty good so far then. The Mustang in P3 still holds even from yesterday. It still holds the best sector 2, so it does look like it has been raining for quite a while now. So, but I'm pretty sure we have got lighter rain on the way coming towards the end of the race. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that, and hopefully we'll see some dry action as well. See if we can anyone can beat some of the track records that we have here. Obviously, if you are new to ACM or you want to know a bit more about ACM, we also host all different kinds of events from sprint to endurances. And if you want to know obviously when our next race is, it will be today actually. I do apologize. It will be today, and it's going to be the Bathurst race at Mount Panorama. And that is today. So we do have that upcoming, but I'm not sure how many of these drivers are going to be wanting to do that this evening after doing a 24 hours, but we'll have to see. If you're wondering also what other events ACM might be hosting, here's a full schedule board of upcoming events then. Also, like I said, we do have Bathurst today, and then tomorrow is the Dutch Duel Zandvoort, followed by 100 minutes Barcelona on Thursday, a Colombia race on Friday, another endurance at 6 hours of Valencia on Saturday, followed by another Valencia race on Sunday, and then Monday 45 minutes of Spa, and then on Thursday and 2.4 hours of Spa for the Mini Endurance Championship. So we do have a lot of different races. If you do want to get involved, obviously you just have to go to the sim grid and get yourself signed up, and make sure you join the ACM Discord as well. Get yourself signed up to any of those races, completely free to enter, so don't hesitate about joining as well. Let's have a look at the track top 5, and not that one, that is the wrong track. Let me see here if we can try to fix this here. Here we go. Track top 5 then. No, it's still not right. We'll get there eventually. So the problem with making your own graphics is sometimes they don't want to behave how they want to. So you do have to modify them. I'll get this up in just a second. Let's see here. That was the problem, I believe. So let's try this again. Third time lucky. Track top 5 then. 4 fastest laps. There we go. Spa, Francorchamps, and Ryan with a 2:15.0, followed by X1 as well, pretty close to that. Luke Wilson in P3 with a 15.1, Thiago Donate 15.2, and then Michael Thomas with a 15.3. So very competitive here at ACM, and I don't think we're going to reach any of those lap times in today's race with the weather, and I don't think we're close to them either in qualifying. So obviously, I think Ryan's currently away on injury, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll see him back to racing soon. But yeah, we'll go to let's head back up with the Bentley as they get on. I'd actually like to see an onboard from the Bentley, because I can't remember the last time I looked on the inside of one of these. Let's have a look, shall we? Because I believe these are the ones that are right-hand drive. So let's go on passenger count. Yes, they are. So already, it probably already feels weird to drive. I mean, obviously in the UK, we do drive on the right hand side of the vehicle, but when you've played sim racing for more years and you've been driving, it is sometimes quite confusing to hop in a right hand drive racing car, but regardless, the Bentley goes strong and hoping for a top 10 finish as well. But on the left hand side of the timing tower, you can actually see how many times each driver has been lapped by our race leader, and so they're doing pretty well at the moment, the 163. So they've been pretty strong. We've got a fair few seconds over 777 and a lap over P3, so we have to say these are the favourites to win it now, but obviously anything can happen. A few drive-throughs and unexpected stops can actually set you back a lap, and obviously with a pit stop it does set you back a lap anyway, at Spa with the extremely long pit lane. So we'll have to see how that all plays out for them. Let's have a look at the teams for today. Let's have a look at who we got. On the right hand side of your screen then you can see that is the top 6 teams currently driving, and the red dot indicated who is currently driving that particular vehicle. And I can show the driver stats, but unfortunately we have had I think a couple race restarts, so the stats will not be accurate. The stats will only be accurate as of the previous session, so I don't think it would be worth showing those at the moment. But you can see I run through then, getting through some more traffic, and they will continue on as well. And if you wanted to see any particular team lineup, just let me know the car number in the Twitch chat, as our race leader is trying to go around the outside. And number 24 is blue flag, but we'll get through it. Providing us a little bit of action, sliding as the Lamborghini, still side by side with the Lexus, and does get through. So the Lexus making it a little bit more difficult for the 163 than they probably would have wanted, but they do get past in the end. But yes, if you want to see any particular lineup at all, just put a car number in the Twitch chat, and I'll see if I can get round to running it, and hopefully we'll see about that. But on the upside then, we do have I think currently our closest gap. Oh, there's a stopped car on the track there. Go up to Leon, and who's actually on a couple tenths away then from this McLaren, who I'm sure he'll want to pass, as this is the closest battle on track at the moment. Let's actually add, as we've got less drivers now, let's add a few more rows to this. We can actually max out how many drivers are here, so let's do that. So now you can see a full timing tower then of all 26 drivers currently driving on the circuit, and it does look like my graphics for the McLaren and Bentley logo have not been updated, so I'm going to see if I can fix that probably after this race. But anyway, that is your top lot. Then you can see obviously the gap to race leader on the left hand side, and then the interval to the next driver on the right hand side is Leon Navi, actually now behind the McLaren by around 0.7 of a second. So you're losing time now to the McLaren. Let's see, let's have a look at everyone's best lap then. It's on the left hand side. This is again, this is not race wide, this will be from the restart, since obviously I can't retrieve data from a previous game session. But that still give you an indication then of who is fastest at the moment on the circuit. So we'll continue on, and let's see if we can pull up this at the moment. But let's see, I think then Leon Navi losing a bit of time and getting out the way there for a BMW, and now we continuing on. Also like to see. And let's go back up to our race leader, shall we? So if there's anyone that you'd want to see on track at the moment, just again, let me know the car number, and we'll see if we can hand over to their vehicle at the time. I'll see. It's got 1 hour and 40 minutes left then of this race, and it is, I think, going to be quite a slow one. But we do have Atom actually catching Xavi for P5, and the gap is around 4.5 seconds at the moment. So we'll have to see how that gap develops moving forward. But so far we're doing just fine at the moment. And let's go to let's see. Let's go on board with the Lamborghini. Let's do a lap of the Lamborghini, shall we? Let's see how they're getting on. The one thing I have noticed is they're not running the wipers, so maybe in a different vehicle camera as the Lamborghini ahead of them also gets out of the way. But yeah, we'll stay on board with the Lamborghini for this lap, and hopefully we'll see if any of these gaps have closed out anymore at this current stage. See then, Lamborghini doing pretty well. Stay on the circuit at the moment, as the track is still quite wet, but the drivers seem to be holding on pretty well. So obviously it's good for them. And let's see, Nico Veldman finds his way into the pit lane. He'll be making his stop for the 28 car. I wonder if they'll be changing drivers for the final hour and a half then of this race, but we'll have to see what they do when they start. But this is what I mean when I say it is such a long wait before the car gets going again. As I think, yes, he is doing another stint. Is Nico Veldman for the 28 car, and see if they can improve their position in any way. He's currently P19 and trailing the car ahead by 2 laps. So they have got some work cut out for them. So I have to see how they do get on. But at the top, then we're still the Lamborghini. Running ahead. We did say about Artem catching Xavi. The gap is still around 5 seconds at the moment, but we'll have to see. They obviously running another sister car to the 777 and the 333, and they are currently going strong then for those drivers. And we'll have to see how they get on, but 3 cars in the top 10 is pretty impressive. So we'll have to see. Obviously the 777 made up of known ACM drivers, Ilya Avanek being one of them, Stanislav being another. Obviously their car is currently driven by Alexev there, but obviously we know already that pair by themselves have won many endurance races. In fact, they actually won the 12 hours in Monza, I think last month, I believe. So between them two, so they're doing a pretty good job. And obviously now into 24 hour, they've brought along a few more friends, and they're going still to get a very good result today. Obviously the 163 has shown some extreme pace to catch up from last place, so they've been doing a pretty good job. And so we'll have to see obviously what the final result will be. And I'm really excited to see if Artem can actually catch P5 at this stage. Obviously, we've still got an hour and a half left of this race, so there is definitely a possibility. And talking about possibilities, I think Ryan Bono is currently trying to get past this Lexus right in front of him of Tommy Rawling here. So Ryan will be looking to try and get by. And this is for P20. Let's see if the McLaren can try to beat the Lexus. This is now actually the most closest battle on the track. I did think about going it in full on that, but just can't get the run. But wonder if he'll try again into the next sector. We'll have to see. We'll go on. See if we can go on a passenger cam with the McLaren. See where he's gaining, and obviously the Lexus is going to pull away in the straight line. The McLaren is going to be faster in the corners, and in these wet conditions, probably I'd have to advantage McLaren at this stage, but we'll have to see how this does develop. The gap is around half a second at the moment, and we'll have to see if Ryan can find his way by then before maybe the next round of pit stops in half an hour's time. Obviously the time might be offset for everyone now with a couple of race restarts, but we'll have to see. Obviously Nico's already come in. We've got Pedro in P18 currently in at the moment, so we'll have to see obviously how they all develop. But Ryan Bono then he's currently driving on in the 141 car. And let's pull up that lineup for you. That is currently obviously driven by Logan and Stephen as well. They move forward in their battle against the 24 car, which is that lineup right there. And obviously currently driven by Tommy and Andre, Christian and Liam as well. So it's a 4v3 in terms of lineup, and Ryan in the disadvantaged team by a driver is currently doing pretty well, and he's trying to close himself up to the back of that Lexus then. That little gap seems to be fizzling out a little bit. Also got Marcin as well down in P13. He is around a second back from a fellow BMW driver Hans at this stage, so we'll have to see if that gap can develop any more than it already has. Let's keep an eye on it. Obviously, I think the Artum's gap to Xavi he dropped off quite a bit now. It's around 6.5 seconds, so we'll have to see how that also develops. But I think we should talk about Adam still going strong from the start of this race, and their team they are doing a good job. And let's pull up their team. Currently driven by then Caesar, Adam, Mark, and two Marks, and they are unfortunately last place, but they have not given up yet. They are still going strong, and obviously with the 24-hour race, people drop out, and like we've seen, you do tend to gain quite a fair few places. So they are up places from where they started this race. So great job to them. Obviously for staying resilient and obviously being very respectful, and actually finding himself in a battle with the number 24, even though he found himself 41 laps down on the next car. Obviously maybe trying to find a little bit of excitement. And actually the front end of that McLaren looks a little bit beaten up, so he will get past here by the Lexus, purely on top line speed then. But that is your team in the number 9 car, and yeah, so it's definitely turned into quite an exciting race overnight by looks of things. And as lots of drivers have moved around, like I said, we've also seen the 28 car drop places. We've seen the Bentley drop places as the 163 managed to catch that slide pretty well on the exit of that corner. That was very impressive from Cadge there. As they continue on as well, that team actually driven also by, I believe, Finn Zimbel and Luca as well. So their team going pretty strong there. And let's see, obviously there'll be a great result from them, starting from pretty much last place. I'm pretty sure as well. That's where the 14 0-point racing car started from as well. So obviously they unfortunately are not with us, and that is quite unfortunate. But moving on then, we do see it's still Lucas driving in the Project Loki Ford Mustang, and they are still onwards and upwards. Obviously P3, a very good result for them from where they started, have made their way up the field, taking advantage of the people that have dropped out as well, and they do continue on. They obviously do find themselves a lap down from the race leader, but still P3 after 24 hours is still a very, very good result. I'm sure they'll be happy with that. Obviously that team, quite a stacked team as well. That is currently driven by, obviously I said, Lucas, and so I think we had Webby in that team as well. Julian and Shanae as well finds himself in that lineup. Obviously all drivers I have raced before, and I must say they're doing a very good job staying in P3 at this stage. And we'll go down to the 338 car. Let's have a look. That's down here. It's currently driven by Hans in the BMW. This is the Power Cut team, and they find themselves currently in P12, currently under pressure from the BMW behind them, of Marcin in this background here. So obviously they can, Marcin can get by in this battle. Obviously Hans finds himself a little bit of traffic with the Lexus and the McLaren, so we'll have to see what Marcin can do, really. This BMW is still getting held up by the Lexus, so let's go to a little bit of a wing cam and see just how close Marcin is to the back of this BMW. So we could have a position change here, maybe up to P11 for Marcin and a demotion for the Power Cut team guys. But we'll have to see, as Marcin seems to be holding the gap at the moment as they go flying by. You guys got to watch Marcin, what the game plan is for that blue and red BMW in the background. And I have to say, he's flashing his lights. He wants to get by, but at the moment he goes to the outside, late braking, tries to go all the way around. Just can't get there, almost into the back of the BMW as well. But he's got to watch the McLaren behind him as the BMW in front. Hans is flashing his lights. He wants that Lexus to get out of the way, just so these two can fight their fight. And McLaren's joining in, and they're flashing the lights as well, as we do find ourselves in a little train here. Obviously, these two BMWs a fair few laps ahead of everyone else in this train, but I'll have to see what the plan is for these two. Can Marcin get by? He does get the good run up a Rouge now, and we'll have to see, is that going to be enough to try and activate a pass on Hans? I don't know if it's going to get, he's going to get the slip shape he probably wants. Do continue on then, but Lexus currently still getting shown the blue flag by the marshals. Obviously in ACM rules you do not have to give way. It is up to the lapping driver to make a safe move on you. Obviously, but it is advised for lap drivers to ideally get out of the way as safe as possible to stop any potential accidents that could happen. But at the moment then, everyone running their own race, and I'm sure Hans will be trying to get through this Lexus as soon as he can, because he's literally got Marcin all the way over him, and they're all flashing now. They're trying to get him to go by. They're into pull on it almost. Marcin into the back of the Hans there, so we'll do continue on then. Lexus seems to be actually just edging out a bit more pace than these two BMWs at the moment, so it might be proving a little bit tricky for Lexus to try and justify getting out of the way if these two are faster. They're flashing their lights, they really want to get by, but nothing can be done at the moment. But Marcin now actually really close to the back of the 338 car, and are we going to see a move here? Marcin does come to the outside, but is he going to get the slipstream? We're going to have to see. I don't know if he will. Now thinking about it, that's for sure, but coming towards much more now then, as Marcin is going to get the better run. Going to be side by side heading into the bus stop chicane, and see if we're going to get a late breaker. I don't think Marcin's going to go all the way around the outside. Did think about the McLaren getting his nose involved, and BMWs again have to continue on and fight another day. But you're going to watch this McLaren, who is a lap driver, but is going to see if he might try and make his way through the field as well, but he doesn't. He stays put where he is. But I'm sure these two BMWs are probably getting a little bit frustrated at this current stage. They want to continue their battle, but feel like they've got nowhere to go. But the Lexus can't really do anything, as he is actually probably a little bit faster than these two at the moment. So we'll have to see, obviously, how this battle develops. He's also watched the McLaren behind them, who is lapped. He probably wants to unlap himself as well. So they all continue on, and yeah, so we'll have to see how that is for them. But for now then, they'll have to continue on. That's actually Marcin getting really close to the back of Hans there, almost into the back of him through there as well. So really trying to push the limits now. These are two BMWs, and I'm sure seeing. But what's just happened? Where's Marcin gone? He's just disappeared from the screen. No one saw what happened there, but I don't know if the McLaren ran into the back of him, but he's literally not there. So it looks like unless he spun or the McLaren hit him or something. But yeah, he finds himself way down there. He's got front end damage as well. So I wonder what on earth has happened to Marcin there. We're gonna have to get a replay. We're gonna have to go on board. Let's go on board with him and find out exactly what happened here. He spun on the exit of the curb, and that will indeed send you around. And yeah, the curb just a little bit too wet for the BMW, and fortunately sent him straight around. Nothing you can really do about that, because once that's got you, that is it. So unfortunate for Marcin, as he finds a lot of front end damage on that BMW. He's getting ever closer to the back of Hans there. So, but unfortunately, that is what does indeed happen. But Lucas then does find his way into the pit stop then for the guys in P3, the 965 car. They find themselves in now. 1 hour 20 remaining on the clock. Luca, also in a Mustang, finds his way also into the pit stop as well. So two Mustangs pitting. And I'd imagine Marcin will probably... He does continue on then, so damage must not be too bad, or is he trying to get to the end of the stint? We'll have to find out, but for now, he's staying out with quite a bit of damage, so we'll have to see how that they do get on. But these guys will pass Luca in the pit lane, but these guys are supposedly yet to stop for this stint, so we'll have to see how they get on as well. But yeah, they're doing pretty good at the moment. Looks like we also still have a battle then between this Lexus of Toby Rowling and Ryan Bono in that McLaren, obviously hands sandwiched between them too. So it's actually the McLaren just getting by quite aggressively almost there. I'm going to see if we can get a replay of that on board from the McLaren as he makes a dive into the one against hands there. Yeah, later on the brakes. Don't think he was expected to make that move, as yeah, he does have to take to the runoff, but he does get by and actually sees his position back to the BMW as well. So this battle between the McLaren and the Lexus will have to continue on then for another day, unfortunately, but that is what it is. Of Julian now taking over from Lucas, and he now comes out of the stop then. 1 hour 18 minutes remaining of this race, and I'd have to say it is looking like a pretty well, I might jinx it here, but it is looking like a pretty nice win for the guys in the 163 Lamborghini. They have driven quite a nice race so far from what I've seen, and they're just continuing to extend the gap, so they're doing pretty well for themselves. I'll just keep an eye on that gap as well. I'm trying to find, let's see if I can find, I can't exactly find what I'm looking for, but yes, the Vicenzo Sosbury Racing Team, actually supported by the Lamborghini Quattrocorsa actually, so these are probably the next generation of Lamborghini esports drivers you're looking at right now, so that probably explains why they've driven such a perfect race, and they're doing a fantastic job as well. So that's Finn, Kaj and Luca in that car as well, so they are doing pretty well, and yes, they are in fact they are the esports division of Lamborghini there, so the more you know, as you say, but it does explain why they're driven pretty much flawless race from last place, so they're doing pretty good. Obviously it is still the 777 black, grey and gold Lexus finds themselves in second place, driven by the 4 Russians in that vehicle, with a load of little references on that car, student driver being one of them. I can tell you now that all 4 of them are not student drivers, and they are very quick indeed. Looking up and down the grid then, let's see if the gap has changed for any of these drivers. Yeah, I think between Ryan and it's still 2.5 seconds, so that gap has actually got bigger, and yeah, 163 was actually almost a second and a half quicker than the 777 last lap, so that goes to show you then what the Lamborghini esports do for you. But yeah, it's great to see obviously new and obviously quite intimidating faces join the ACM grid, and obviously I'm sure they'll be very happy with a win as well. Let's have a look at our previous winners then on this circuit. It is Usby, multiple championship winner in ACM, taking the last 2 on May the 1st and May the 3rd of this year, followed by Sergey, who's actually driving in the 777, and then Dark Soul and Stanislav also driving in the 777 as well. So definitely some proven winners. I don't think Usby wanted to turn up today. I did speak to him. I did say, did you want to do it? And he told me no. So yeah, so actually do find the 777 in the pit lane for their stop. An hour and 15 minutes to go then, but obviously with ACM you do get all your stats tracked, and it means I can put up lovely graphics like this one. For most wins in ACM then, it's currently USB, well, it's 87 over Ryan, that's 51. And the Stanislav's 18 wins is slowly going up as he and his team seem to be doing pretty well. Obviously, they won't get a win today, but yeah, you can see all the drivers that we've had taking the top of the step a fair few times. You got the likes of Shanae also down in 11th there, in the car driving third at the moment. Obviously, you got the man, the myth legend himself, Harry Goswell, frauds his way onto the bottom of the leaderboard with 12 wins in 12th place. I'm not sure how he's got more wins than me in ACM, but he's definitely some rigging involved in that. But for poles then, Usby actually still at the top there, 77 pole positions, and he says to me he's never been that good at qualifying. As Ryan takes 63, Lucas Hanak taking 20, Stanislav finds his way at 18 as well, and so that is pretty good. For most podiums then, also got Usby 179 over Ryan's 77. So again, you'd like to say Usby is definitely one of the most successful drivers in ACM. So if you're looking to join, try beat Usby, please do, because it would make me happy, as I would get to humiliate him, as well as Kaj finds his way into the pit lane then for the 163 team. As we've got an hour and 12 minutes to go then, and let's just take a quick recap at the race so far after almost an hour gone then. Let's have a look. And that was your grid rundown then. So far then, it's now Finn Zimble who takes the steering wheel for the 163 Lamborghini. And let's have a look at some drivers' relative info. Let's have a look at Nico Bobman as he continues on driving. Let's see if we can pull that up. Yes, we can. And so you can see then, when you join ACM, obviously all your stats, like I said, are tracked. And for Nico then, say he has a registered pace rating, but that might be because he's sharing a car between multiple drivers, but I'm not sure what's going on with that. Show his ACM rating then, it's 146, and his career laps being 574 laps, as he's definitely adding the tally then today after this race has finished. So I'm sure he'll be looking to add a few laps to that as well, but so it does allow us having access to the stats to show all kinds of different battles, so it's always quite nice to have access to that as well. And we also have the next round then, which is Bathurst. If you wanted to get involved, it is later today after 24 hours this evening. It starts at 6:30 UTC, and that's 6:30 PM in UTC for a GT3 race at Mount Panorama, obviously Bathurst, for a 15-minute quali, followed by an hour and 10 minutes of action. And it looks like it's slightly cooler temperatures than what we're seeing today at Spa, so make sure get yourself signed up as well. If you maybe Bathurst isn't your thing, like it isn't mine, you can, in fact, if you wanted to, go have access to the schedule board then. So it's showing Bathurst later today. Obviously, you got a few more events. The Dutch Duel on Monday, 100 minutes of Barcelona for the Mid Endurance Championship on Thursday, Carlami on Friday, followed by our next endurance round. It's the 6 hours of Valencia, hopefully one I might be driving in as well, followed by a Sunday race at Valencia as well the day after, and then a 45-minute race on Monday, and then 2.4 hours in the Mid Endurance Championship on Thursday. So definitely some stuff going on there. And if you're wondering what the track record is around Spa, I can actually tell you, because it is Ryan with a 2:15.0 who holds the ACM track record at Spa. You can see the sectors on the left-hand side of your screen. So very impressive lap time indeed. Unfortunately, Ryan isn't with us today to be able to set those lap times, as I believe he is still recovering from injury, but he seems to be doing okay. So I don't think we'll see those lap times at the end of today, but it's still nice to know what the track record is around here. Also, I don't think we reached it in qualifying. So it's still looking pretty good, and see actually is that the 333 coming out of the pits as well, so they've just done their stop. Now let's see where they are. So they're obviously now a lap behind Xavi, but obviously you do lose a lap when you do pit here, so let's see where they come out in relation, as they actually have lost a place to their sister car of 454 in the pits, by the looks of things, or as the timing having a little bit of a glitch out. I don't know, I think it might have done. So yeah, the 333 has dropped place down to P7. They've lost places to Kevin Estrate in the 52 car, and also Alexander obviously in the 454 car, so We'll have to see where they come out in relation. But we'll go back to our race leader, who's overtaking a very, very heavily damaged Porsche there. And that Porsche has definitely been involved in a few barriers today. But they continue on then. As looks like a pretty dominating win for the Lamborghini boys. Currently P1, and obviously it started pretty much last, so they are doing just fine at the moment, and so yeah, they're doing pretty well, and they will continue. Is now Soskov actually in the 777, so they will, I'm sure, continue on to the end then, as we reach just around 1 hour left then, so not long to go in this race, and I'm sure Finn and his team will be looking to get it over and done with as quickly as they can. Obviously the 777 is actually the only car not to have been lapped by the race leader. I wish I could pull up the track map at this stage, but the gap actually isn't that far off from them being lapped, only around a sector behind. So we'll have to see if that is going to be possible or not. Well, yeah, we'll have to see. But see Finn, they're coming actually into the bus stop, so that's how close they are. Finn's in the bus stop, and Sergey is actually at turn 1. So could potentially have lapped everyone in this 24-hour race. Could this team? We'll have to find out. But yeah, we'll move back down the grid then. Julian currently driving in the Mustang, taking over from Lucas at the last pit stop, and continuing on in P3. That's a fantastic result for their team in the Mustang. We should see a load of pit stops down at the bottom there. We've got Tommy rolling in, Leon Navi in as well. So I think Ryan Bono pitted a few laps before, so he's actually now gained position on an undercut over Tommy rolling there. So it's a great move there for Ryan Bono, and he does a pretty good job. I see actually he's taking another stint. I wonder if Tommy will hop out of the car for one of his fellow drivers, but we'll have to see when he comes to a stop in his pit box. Also got Ruben in a, that is probably, you know what, we said about unofficial livery award winners and that the 777 takes it, but I think this tops them all. A McDonald's Ferrari, but it's like, it is effectively a box of like fries, because the way the Ferrari is and the engine cover's yellow, that is genius. And that is the best livery. I don't care what anyone says. Who is driving that car? Let's find out. So we also got Ruben currently driving at number 69, and they do have a full stacked team with Andre, Harold, Jacob, and John in that Ferrari. And yeah, have a look at this engine cover when it comes by. It literally, it's like fries coming out the box. That is absolutely genius, and they deserve, I don't know, they deserve something. Should be given something. Obviously, if you didn't know how this race worked, it is an entry fee access event, so all the drivers have paid an entry fee to join us today, and all the entry fee goes towards the giveaway and the prize pool, as well as the prize pool is split across 12 drivers, or 12 teams, sorry, and they get a percentage of the prize pool. And also we do also have the Sim Magic GT Neo wheel, which is worth £200 to give away, as well as the Sync Mesh M2X gloves, which are worth around £55. They'll be done at a giveaway. I've been told, unfortunately, we cannot do the giveaway at the end of the race, as due to the race restarts, they need to calculate who has done a lap and where. So we're not sure when that giveaway will be, but we're hoping maybe in the later end of the coming week. Maybe potentially I might hop back on the stream and we can do a live giveaway, spinning the wheel to find out who's going to win those prizes. But at the moment, Finn, it looks like he is taking some money home for the Lamborghini Esports team. Never a sentence I probably wouldn't thought I'd have said ever, but they seem to be driving a pretty consistent race so far. It's so consistent. Actually, let's find out what their consistency is. It's a good thing I actually have a graphic for this, so we can put them on blast straight away. And I'm going to imagine that is because of the wet conditions. And so I do apologise to all the Lamborghini Sports coaches watching this race, and they've just seen a driver 28 seconds different lap times. I can imagine that's because of the conditions and the race restart. It's probably not. It's finding itself a little bit confused. Let's do Julian just for comparison. Yeah, okay. I'm going to say it's the conditions there, which are playing up with the consistency. So we'll have to ignore that for now. But let's have a look at head-to-head then. So you got the 163. Let's have a look at the 777. And so you see the two cars then, and their head-to-head statistics between the two. You see their best lap underneath their position, and their or their last lap as well, and their current gap. So you can definitely see how quick they are. And if we want to put this into comparison to say maybe P3, the 965 team, we can put that in, and Julian Stockworth then finds himself in the head-to-head against Finn. There's a Lexus stopped at the top of a Rouge there, with also Mercedes getting involved, I'm not sure, and another Lexus. I don't know what is on earth has just happened in the background. Why is there a massive accident between two Lexuses there? We're going to have to go back and probably watch that. That was the, I believe that was the 454 car as well. We're going to have to see what on earth has just happened there. We're going to have to go on helicam for this. So this is one of the sister cars, currently running in P5 after the pit stops. And so we got a Mercedes leaving the pits. And a Lexus. Oh, Lexus has come across and hit him there. I'm not sure what on earth was going on there. It almost looked intentional. And obviously the race leader's coming in and just got really confused what on earth just happened. And yeah, what on earth happened there? The Porsche pile drive them both. Yeah, that seemed a little bit confusing what was happening there, but I'll have to see what the stewards think about that. But that's probably not what anyone wants to see, really. But yeah, as Finn manages to navigate that accident, as Matthew finds himself on the pits now, and yeah, so I'm not sure what on earth. So that was 52 involved as well, I believe. So I'm not too sure what was going on there, but I'll have to see what the stewards say. And for now then, we've got loads of cars in the pits then for their final stop of this race. The weather seemed to not really calm down as much as they said it would, but and the drivers then to the end then in the wet, more than likely, at this stage of the race. But again, things can change, and it definitely has opened up the gaps and the accident for everyone. As now, which is fine, a few cars close together. I think Daniel is one of them in the 426. Finds himself on the 420, sorry, in a red and gold Porsche. He finds himself trying to catch up to Sylvain then in the BMW. The gap is around 3.5 seconds, but he's got quite a bit of damage to that Porsche, and I'm sure it probably is not helping, especially in these conditions in a Porsche. He'll be looking to try and make up for that. And Nico has actually managed, from being 2 laps down to the next car, now finds himself 1 lap down. So Nico's on a a great double stint for their team, and I'm not sure what maybe he can do in this final stint, but we'll have to see if that gap closes at all. And yeah, we'll have to see what happened then. But that accident's been a little bit weird, but we'll have to see. Again, like I said, what the stewards say. The stewards obviously working really, really hard, and obviously they've done 24 hours of live stewarding between them all. So obviously, say massive thank you to all the stewards as the 454 does find stuff in the pit lane. Is he maybe fixing some damage from that crash? We'll have to find out, but yeah, you can see a hefty amount of damage from the back of that Lexus as well, but I'm sure he'll come to a stop now, fill up for the last bit of the race, maybe change drivers, and you know, we'll have to see what the plan is then for the 454. And let's go back to show you again all the lineups for today, or the top 6 anyway, and who is currently driving. Let's show the stats anyway. Obviously these are going to be off because the race restarts, because it does say who hasn't and has driven, but there is your info at least for the last 2 hours. There's your information, and yeah, so again, it's been quite an exciting race, and I'm sure these drivers are looking forward to getting it over with, as I'm sure it's been a very, very long one for some of these. Also, we've lost a fair few cars, but again, it does happen in endurance racing. It is unfortunately one of those things where sometimes you'll wake up and then your car isn't on the track anymore. It is just one of those things, and unfortunately I'm sure it's probably happened to quite a few of these before, but obviously the best thing is to win a 24-hour race, and Finn Zimble is going to be looking like he might be taking the checkered flag for his team at this current stage, and obviously nothing really stopping them at the moment, but obviously anything can change. A few drive-throughs, a few pit stops, or unexpected pit stops can immediately change that, but at the moment they look on course, on set to win the 24 hours of Spa, followed by Sergey then in Lexus trying his best. Obviously these were the race leaders before we disappeared for 20 hours or so, so they're doing a pretty good job at the moment, staying on the podium. Obviously the 965, the Project Loki, a relatively new formed team, already proving themselves with a strong lineup and multiple endurance wins and podiums so far, so they are continuing on strong. There's Junior and Lucas, Sinead and Webby fill that team, and looking good so far for a podium. And then it's Savvy behind them in the BMW in a very good P4 from where they were almost mid-table, so they're doing a pretty good job. Obviously we've got Gregory in the 333 now, who's taken over from his teammates up into P5, followed by the 52 Lexus, and then the 327 Bentley. Obviously the only Bentley on the circuit at the moment with LFM Bob does make it probably quite a competitive car, and now finds himself in P7. He is up a place from when we first started talking about him. Obviously maybe with pit stops make that a bit easier. And then we have Artem, obviously after the crash. He did not fix the damage on that Lexus, I can tell you that much. I can literally see into the engine bay. That is probably the best crash module on any of these GT3s I've ever seen. You can literally see all the way through the bonnet. Only you can just see a little bit that his wing is bent as well. My god, if he's going to the finish like that, I mean, fair play to him. Look at the damage on that Lexus. That is not one happy Lexus. The wing is literally on like a 45-degree angle. That is crazy. Compared to this Lexus, that's completely normal. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. But yeah, the 134 and P9 and Jelly finds himself in P10 in the 151 BMW, followed by Luca in the 155 Ford Mustang. They continue on driving for now as the Porsche sliding on the exit there, managing to hold it. So absolutely great driving from the Porsche driver there. As Hans is the next driver on in P12 at the moment, followed by another Marcin in the same team, driving the 224 BMW. Find themselves in P13, and it's Christoph in P14 in the McLaren as they continue on. This is Roman in P15, also in the BMW, followed by Zanet in a slightly damaged Lamborghini, the second and only other Lamborghini on the circuit. So they're going pretty well, followed by Sylvain in the 187 BMW, then Daniel in that Porsche. So it looks like we're going to have a battle soon between these two, so we'll have to keep an eye on that gap. And obviously Nico finds himself in the double stint in P19, battling that Ferrari if we pull on that. So Ferrari, not probably one of the strongest cars at this circuit. It struggles quite a bit here, but still driving it pretty well. And you got Logan in the McLaren zooming by there, and again another bit of front end damage for another car at this stage. And you got Allison who's in the pink BMW coming in for a pit stop, and you got Lucas Jensen in the Mercedes, the only Mercedes on the circuit as well. So another great car to see out and about. And you've got Lee and Gil in the Lexus, followed by Oleg in the Porsche, the heavily damaged Porsche, which has seen a fair few times this race. But continuing on, then you got Harold in the McDonald's fries, large fries, $4.99 Ferrari. I really wish their race number was how much it cost, but it isn't. So you do lose points for that, guys. Just saying. In number 9 then is Caesar, and he continues on in the McLaren. This is last place. That's still one resilient team, and that's for sure, as they continue on in this race. They pretty much started last at the start of this race, and now up to P26 after a few people have left, but still doing a good job. And yeah, so we'll have to see how they get on, but we'll have to see this battle between Sylvain and the Porsche, see if it gets any closer. They've got a Lexus between them, but I'm not sure if that's going on at the moment. But we'll have to see. The Lexus is going to get out of the way, I don't know. But we'll have to see if this battle develops anymore. The Lexus pushing the BMW through the bus stop there, but nothing coming of it. As Janet finds up in the pit lane, so does Allison. Lexus actually flashing the BMW, trying to get by, and the BMW does get by, but he's got to watch out for the Porsche. The Porsche going to try to take advantage of the BMW slowing down, but the Porsche, sorry, not getting the best of exits out of that. So we'll have to see what the plan is for the Porsche versus the BMW in the final 45 minutes of this race. And it's still raining, and has been for the last 2 hours, but BMW gets a cut there, but the Porsche's going to get a good exit. They're going to be side by side then down the straight, and this is going to be an easy move for the Porsche. You'd like to say it would be, as they're still side by side, the Porsche on the left, the BMW on the right, and the BMW probably giving up that place there, and just can't compete with the Porsche after the Porsche getting such a good exit out of Eau Rouge. But that then is a move made then for Daniel in that Porsche, and I'm sure his team will be happy as they move up into P16 then for the red and gold Porsche. And yeah, a very nice livery as well, in fact. So, but I must say, still not as nice liveried as the $3.99 large McDonald's fries. And I'm sure Harold will be changing over into a new McDonald's employee, and they'll be going around promoting their fries to everyone. Finn then still leading us by some way. Gained multiple seconds over these last couple of laps now, and it's looking quite dominant. Let's have a look at the race so far, and then we'll have another rundown, and then we'll get in hopefully to the last of this race. That is your grid rundown then, and obviously the race in review then. It is Finn still leading and still winning by a fair margin. As you can see, it's still growing. Finn obviously the fastest lap, but obviously that could be with the restarts not 100% accurate. And Logan again with the movers not 100% accurate, and same with the top speed, not 100% accurate due to the restarts. But it is currently in this session in Gregory in Lexus holding 273 kilometers an hour as the highest top speed recorded in the speed trap. And the track protocol, obviously still at the bottom, is accurate. It is 2:15.0 held by Ryan. So a very, very strong, very strong lap. And as we enter now the final 38 minutes of this race, and Finn is still leading us by a very, very large margin. And still moving on then, as the gaps are still slightly spread out. The closest gap at the moment is between P5 and P6, and that is going to be Kevin and Gregory at the moment. And the gap is around 5 seconds. And it does seem to be growing though, so we might not get a battle of how we want at this stage. But that is unfortunately how it is. Webby says in the Twitch chat, come on Project Loki. Again, like I said, they are doing pretty well. And Julian will likely be seeing this out then for the 965 team. And delivering his way through the blue flags at the moment. Obviously not really in a position to challenge the top two, but comfortably away from P4. So he's looking like a solidified P3 for that Ford Mustang. And as he flashing his lights to try and get past the pink BMW, as he goes side by side, and he does get by, nice and easy. And again, doing pretty well is that team out there stage. And yeah, so no more stops then, or no more planned stops, you'd like to say, for any of these drivers. And this will be all now flat out to the end for all of them. And so we'll have to see if we have any more stops or not. I don't think we will, or not planned stops. So yeah, it's going to be quite an interesting one. As we're currently watching Marcin then, as he finds himself in the 810 garage car, as they continue on. And let's see if this will work. Hope it will. But showing our ton then, who is currently P8, and still finding some time. Obviously Alec as well, P9. So this gap is also looking to close. And obviously the battle between Kevin and will hopefully start to come up again as well. So hopefully we'll see that gap start to appear more as we go on board then with Finn. You can see that he's still not using the wiper, so obviously in a certain camera angle where he doesn't need it, probably in a Kelly cam. And for you that are not educated on a Kelly cam is simply the bonnet cam, as Kelly doesn't know what the steering wheel is, and therefore he never has his wipers on. So yeah, that is all of you educated on what Kelly cam is. So if you see anyone mention Kelly cam, you'll know exactly what that is. And yeah, we're on board then with the Bentley, the right-hand drive vehicle, the only right-hand drive vehicle on the circuit. And they're doing pretty good, obviously up into P7 now from P8 from where they were. So they're doing a pretty good job at the moment. Obviously they were a little bit higher, I think they're in the top 5 at the start of this race, but things obviously happen and they do find themselves down in P7, but still holding on in the Bentley. I still think that's a good result for the Bentley. And then Liam Gill and the Lexus P23 making his way through the back end of the circuit then. We see Artem trying to get past some more blue flags in that pink and black Lexus. Still has loads and loads of damage on on the front of it, as McLaren does get out of the way for him. And you can see the floor through the bonnet. That is unreal. That is actually unreal. You can see the road in front of you through the bonnet. I don't think it's meant to be like that, and I'm sure Artem's probably feeling it in the car as well, as Nico just behind them actually comes into the pit lane. So Nico making one final stop then for their team, as Alexander then also coming out in the Lexus. Very noisy is the Lexus indeed as well. Kevin also in the Lexus, getting a lot of Lexus onboards, and is the Lamborghini at the moment, as we do continue on It's looking to be pretty good at the moment, and we'll have to see how that actually does play out for everyone. Still see Finn then. Still setting the pace, everyone. At the moment, it's what, 33 minutes remain of this race. Not long to go then. And so we go back on board then with the Bentley. And actually, that's a camera angle I hadn't ever seen on the Bentley before. A slightly different onboard cam. And the Bentley is going to make its way through. And hopefully get their top 10 finish like they deserve. And back on board then with Liam Gill, who seems to be setting some pace ahead of the Artem there, who's just behind him with the bonnet that's might as well just come off at this point. It's hard to explain. Like I'm actually generally shocked by the crash model of the Lexus. That thing literally looks like it's got to fall apart. Like, and the fact he's driving it so so stably as well is actually quite impressive. So, yeah, we'll have to see how he gets on. At the moment, he's running in P8 and doing a fine job. So we've got Alexander behind him as well. Getting all kinds of onboards now, all different drivers. And then should have, hoping, that'll obviously in P4, P5 and P4 closing, P17 and P18 you're currently, I'll be watching pretty soon. Also the battle is, the gap is closing for them too, so as McDonald's Ferrari finally comes out in the pit lane then, or back into the pit lane should I say, sorry, as we'll see what's going on with them, but at the moment is looking all good. As see the gap P17 and P18 at the moment. Gap is pretty close, so but it is extending again. So we'll see. Some time to be found. And if you're wondering, in general, about how many. Let's go to this camera. If you're wondering in general, like how many laps that ACM have logged here, is just over 100,000 laps. Is 103,000 laps, and only 58,000 of them are valid laps. Obviously, once the database updates after this race, that might change. But that does make a clean lap percentage of 56.7%. So looks like a lot of the drivers here struggling, or not particularly in this race, but just in general, to find track limits here as well. And in all of today's session, so for the last 2 hours that I have been with everyone, the average valid lap here is a 2:21.1, which is actually pretty quick for the conditions. So let's see as well, and the expected race pace overall, so using all previous Spa data, is a 2:19.8. Obviously we're not going to achieve those in these conditions, but it is definitely nice information to know. And if you want to know who the most laps, or who has done the most laps here at this circuit, it is Kelly, who has done just over 1,000 laps here. And I'm pretty sure he literally has the record for most laps in ACM ever. So I wouldn't be too surprised that he has actually achieved that. But yeah, it's definitely been quite interesting. Let's get a lap counter out. Let's show you then for this session, since the restart, how many laps each car has done. You can see then the race leader on 233 laps. It just makes a new one as well. In terms of top speed, you can see that also on the left hand side of your screen on the timing tower. So Lamborghini not as fast in a straight line as the others. Obviously you are running against the Lexus Cup and the Ford Mustangs as well. So yeah, it does show the top speed, and yeah, so that was pretty interesting. And I also have then, let's see if we can pull up the gap between P17 and P18, still around 5.5 seconds at the moment. That is Sylvain and Zenit going at it, as you could say. Unfortunately, the Porsche is not a Zenit. That is a lap driver, and Zenit is in the background there in that BMW. So yeah, it's definitely showing you what is going on at the moment. We'll see if this gap does close any more than it already has. I'd like to hope soon it does, but we'll have to see at the moment if there's anything going on. But at the moment then, still Sylvain ahead of Zenit at this current stage, and they actually 9 laps down from the race leader. It's actually the BMW then. Zenit actually. Oh no, sorry, Zenit. Sorry, that's my apologies. Looks like Zenit is ahead, but I think I had a little bit of a glitch on the timing tower there. I'll have to see what on earth happened there, but Zenit is actually ahead of Sylvain. So maybe a little bit of a glitch with that. But we'll see if we'll cut back up to Gregory and his battle with Kevin, and the gap is around now around 10 seconds. So we'll see if that can close in the last 25 minutes, but I don't think it will all too much. But yeah, we'll have to see how they get on then. See, Dario now finds himself back in the car instead of Nico, and so he will now continue on in P19. Obviously Nico doing a double stint for the team, trying to improve their position. Also, they're still 2 laps down from the next car, so unfortunately for them, it's going to be P19 solidified pretty much for them. And we'll look now out towards our race leader, still going strong. And whenever I click over to him, he's always pretty much lapping someone, making their lap counter go up. But everyone seems to be doing a pretty good job at getting out of the way for blue flags, so we can't complain all too much. And they're doing a pretty good job at that. So yeah, it's looking so far like a pretty good race. Looks like Finn then getting ready to lap this pink BMW is Alexander, and the 134 finds himself in the pit lane now. It's a little bit of a late stop for the 134, but he might not actually have the gap. He might lose position here. We'll have to watch. Where is Jelly? He's coming around now, but remember, it is almost a lap lost when you pit. Obviously, the pit lane time plus the stop time, but we'll have to see what the stop is for. I want to see what it will be. Does he lose position over Jelly or not? And if he doesn't, it could be quite an exciting race. So I'll have to keep an eye on where Jelly is. We'll go into a helicam point of view. And we'll have to see where is Jelly now then. Let's have a look, shall we? No, Alexander has not stopped. Jelly's at the bus stop, so yeah, you'd like to say this is a pass for Jelly, and he will get ahead by some way. But it depends how long he stopped for, because Alexander is already on the move. So obviously it wasn't a very long stop, obviously maybe just a little top up of fuel before he gets going. But where is Jelly? He's coming across now, so it's going to be quite an interesting exit as Alexander does get going up a ridge. So Jelly will come out behind him, but will be pretty close. They see that there is the Lexus, and there's the BMW. Actually, he might get the run purely off the speed out of the pit lane, and there goes Jelly, and side by side, and gets the pass done for P9 then. But these two are going to be pretty much next to each other now for the final 20 minutes of this race. So this still could be a developing battle as we continue on. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. I think that's Federico and Jan at the back there, also taking pit stops in P26 and 27. Actually no, it's gone. Federico has disappeared, and Jelly then actually looking for the boss. He's flashing his lights at the moment. It's his BMW trying to get by. You gotta watch out where Jelly is. Jelly's on the exit. He's gonna get up Puon, and he is gonna get by the Lexus. He is gonna get the repass. That's a fantastic move made by the Lexus, and he is gonna get the repass indeed. And after all of that, using the fastest car as a distraction for the BMW, and he's just gonna get past in that moment there. And see a collection of cars now coming across, and yeah, so that was pretty interesting. Obviously, if you're new to ACM, you want to know what the next round is. It is going to be Bathurst a little bit later today. It's 6:30 PM UTC. I'm sure a lot of these drivers will not be wanting to attend this, so make sure you get yourself involved instead. Hopefully, someone's got to beat Yuzbe. We can't keep having Yuzbe win these championships. I'm sure Harry is running out of Discord characters to put next to his name, so we do need to stop Yuzbe from winning. So if you would like to be that person, come join us today a bit later, and we'll hopefully have a good race. Obviously, that isn't the only race that we're doing. As for the next 2 weeks, we've got obviously Bathurst today, and the Dutch Duel tomorrow on Monday. On Thursday, the Mini Endurance Championship, just 100 minutes of Barcelona. Friday is Kyalami, followed by the next Endurance Series round is the 6 hours of Valencia on Saturday, followed by another Valencia race for the Sunday Series on Sunday, followed by a 45 minutes of Spa on Monday, and then 2.4 hours of Spa on Thursday for the Mini Endurance Championship as well. So definitely a selection of races for you guys to get involved in, so make sure you head over to the Singrid and get yourself signed up, as I'm sure all those races are going to be very exciting. So the Bentley looking to get through on the BMW. There's lots of blue flags being shown for everyone at the moment, and yeah, so obviously what on earth's going on, but we're still watching then the closest battle on the track between the BMW and the Lexus, as the Bentley tries to lap these guys, and it's going to get through there as well. But that gap is slowly starting to disappear, as the black BMW there in the background is one that's fighting the Lexus. So I don't know, that gap seems to be disappearing pretty quickly. But you'll have to see, obviously, how it all plays out. For everyone today, it is looking like quite an exciting midfield race, or has been quite an exciting midfield race. So, yeah, obviously, if you didn't know how this race worked, it is a prize pool entry, and the top 12 teams will get a cut of entry. Obviously, some of the entry also going to a brand new Cinematic GT Neo wheel, which is worth £200, and some Sync Mesh gloves worth £55, and these will be given away through a giveaway. And to enter the giveaway, every individual driver who takes part in the race has to drive at least one lap, gets one entry. Obviously, unfortunately, due to the server restarts, we're going to have to delay the wheel spins and get the giveaway ceremony until later this week, purely because we have to count, or the stewards have to count, who actually has done a lap in those sessions where obviously we had the restarts. So it would be unfair if we didn't count them all. So we, or the stewards, are going to count them all, and then hopefully, potentially, we might get on a bit stream later in the week and see about doing the giveaway ceremony then. But for now then, looks like we do have Alexander still continuing on in P10 and doing a pretty good job, as he is extending the gap out now behind him. As we start to hit then the final 15 minutes of this race, and Finn is still your race leader and has controlled, from what I've seen at least, the last 2 hours of this race absolutely perfectly, as Julian actually finds himself into the pits then. Last 15-minute pit stop, has already got a lap over Xavi, as Xavi's just gone, he's coming up, he's just gone through, so Julian will have all the time. If even it's just a little top up for fuel, he's easily going to come out ahead of Xavi, so there's been no worry for the 965 team. And yeah, Julian finds himself in then for the final 15 minutes of this race, and we'll have to see what the gap will be, but we'll quickly go to a quick race recap, and then we'll be back very shortly. We are back then, as we almost have 10 minutes remaining of this race, and Julian then does come back out in P3, so that's a pretty good stop for them. And yeah, we'll have to see obviously how each driver gets on in these final 10 minutes. It's not long now to go, and still got a close battle in the midfield. Around 2 seconds is the gap, and that is between Hans and Luca. You see the two there, and we'll have to see in this final 10 minutes, does that gap close or not? We will have to find out, but for now then, it's looking just fine. Wonder if Hans can manage to find his way through. Moment then, just under 10 minutes, and it's just gone 10 minutes. So the final 10 minutes then of this 24-hour race, and one exciting one it has been so far. As we will then go down, cut, so, and that is looking to be quite the race, and as Hans does get a little bit closer to Luca, we'll have to see, but I don't know if that gap is going to spread out or not. Let's go back up towards Kevin. Who's currently trying to get by a BMW, as he wants to try catch up to Gregory in the other Lexus, who is just ahead of him. So still some traffic to navigate then in these final moments, so we'll have to see. And Sergey then is in. Obviously it's going to be a free stop because he has the stop time over Finn, but I wonder if they're going to try and go for the fastest lap of the race, but I don't know if they can, as Luke has actually been reset to the pit there. No, just a little top of a fuel, but looks of it for Sergey. But yeah, Luke has been stopped in the box, so also had an accident or something, and now just found himself in the pits with just under 10 minutes to go. It's not what they wanted, that's for sure, but Alexis comes out of the pit sound, 777. They will come out as they have now officially been lapped by Finn in the 163 Lamborghini. So it's official. That team has now lapped everybody. A bit like what this team did between Ilya Vanek and Stanislav. They lapped everyone in a 12 hours in Monza race, but unfortunately for them, they won that one, and this time they're coming second, but still second is a good result, especially after 24 hours of racing and all of what's happened with the servers. Obviously not a lot can be done to prevent that. Obviously you can only do so much, and all these drivers have done their absolute best and have made it all work, as Christoph also finds himself in the pits as well, leaving the pits now actually, as Finn also coming in for a top of fuel, maybe for this final few minutes. So it looks like trying to play it safe and just doing a quick top up. Obviously has easily got the time to do what he wants really, so Finn will be coming in now for maybe just a quick top up on fuel. And as Sergey comes around, even if he laps Finn or overtakes Finn, he'll still be, he'll then only be on the same lap. So yeah, it is still quite been quite a race for this. Is Finn still making his way through the bits, and you'd like to say maybe Sergey might actually get to unlap himself here, potentially. But yeah, Finn hasn't even stopped yet. Finn's all the way at the bottom of the pit lane, and yeah, he's gonna have to do, or is he been given a drive-through potentially? Is that? Yeah, it might have been that. Unfortunately, I don't have access to penalties with this thing, so he has been given a drive-through, probably for track limits, but he still comes out on top, and Sergey is just behind him. So unfortunately, this is not pole position. Yeah, they are. Finn is still lapped the Lexus. So unfortunately, although it'd have been lovely to have a last 5-minute battle between P1 and P2, we are not going to get it. These guys are, or Finn is still a lap ahead of Sergey at this point, but still 4 minutes remain at this stage, and as driver's turn ended, and car 338 has been come out for the check. That's Hans. Yeah, in P12 then, still doing a very good job in the Power Cut BMW. As if you need a reminder of their lineup today, it is the following. Obviously Hans as well. So there's a few others as well. You got Max, Dominic, Leon, and Peter, all sharing that car, and they've driven a pretty lovely race. Obviously, if you need a reminder, all the teams out today, there they are, and obviously the red dot indicates who is currently driving that car. So, yeah, it shows you what's going on exactly. DT reset the stint timer is our classic way of getting around the stint timer in ACC by simply coming into the pit lane. It resets the stint timer for all cars, or for the car. It's actually very useful for ACM races where you need to make a stop or a requirement. Just reset the stint timer easily by just doing a drive-through penalty instead of actually stopping, saving you more time. So, but still, very good race for the 163 car, and Hansen continuing on in P12, and yeah, I have to say between P13 just behind Hansen, I've got a 2-second gap between P14. It's Roman and Christoph. They'll be fighting hopefully towards the end, but we've only got a couple laps remaining then. There's actually Christoph flashing Dario there, asking him to get out of the way, and he does. Danik gets out of the way, and yeah, needs to continue on them. But for the final 2 minutes then, Finn will be, I'm sure, pretty happy once this race will be finished. I'm sure these drivers have had enough stresses throughout the night, and probably wanting this race to end as quickly as possible, as only got one more lap to do for this team after this lap, and then that will be it. Sergey, although it's tried everything at the start of the race, obviously do not have the pace, unfortunately, to match the 163 Lamborghini, as they have driven absolutely brilliantly. But to be fair, the 777, the 333, and the 454 that I'm pretty sure his bonnet's still flying up and have driven all fantastically between them all. So that team, with 3 cars on the grid, are doing absolutely fantastic, and I'm still surprised our team is still finding, even on the road, in that Lexus, as it does incredibly damaged, and yeah, I'm sure looking, waiting for this race to end as quickly as possible. But on board then, we'll go on board with Finn for the final lap of this race. Let's go on board and enjoy this final lap. The team that have done it all then, starting from last place, pretty much last, the 163 Lamborghini is about to come across the line, sliding, drifting through the final corners, showing them what they can do with a lapping absolutely everyone. The 163 is going to win the 24 Hours of Spa for ACM Racing and 0 Point Racing combination. What a fantastic race from Finn and their team. That was absolutely fantastic. Trying to achieve a 360 as well there, but the 163 then absolutely brilliant. Obviously there is your lineup for the race winners. There's a Porsche that's just gone flying into the barriers in the background. There is your winners, and there is your P2, the 777, also achieving a P2 finish. Julian Stockrath for the 965, taking P3 for the Project Loki team as well. Xavi coming around now will be P4 as well. So obviously all these drivers, there's absolutely a massive pat on the back for their fantastic result. All these drivers are driving so hard throughout the race, and it will be P4, a very slow P4 for Xavi, as my game starts absolutely freezing. And there's wheels off for the BMW. There's wheels off. I'm not sure what on earth's gone on and what's happened, but something has broken, and unfortunately that is it. But the 163 then is your race leader, or race winner, sorry, not leader, winner, and that was absolutely amazing, and I'm sure those will be very happy about that. There is your final classification then from the race, and that is absolutely fantastic. Finn Zimble winning it for the 163 Lamborghini, and then Sergey for the 777 Lexus, and then the 965 Julian Stockrath taking P3 in that Ford Mustang as well. So absolutely congratulations to all those top 3, and obviously everyone that actually finished the race as well, as that was a simply amazing race, and I'm sure everyone was very happy with that. But that was very exciting, and I'm sure everyone was happy with that. But that was the 24 hours of Spa then for ACM racing and 0 Point racing. Obviously, we'll do we'll do the giveaway a little bit later in the week, hopefully, and I'm sure everyone will be informed about that as well. But for now, then, that all pretty much. I mean, what a result! I mean, they've done brilliant. Everyone has done absolutely brilliantly. So they all deserve some credit in the Discord. Obviously, congratulations to the race winners and everyone else on the podium as well. But that's it from me, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.